There we go. Now honestly, I should just be able to put a couple of engines under here and it should be fine. Oh, what? Did the stream die? Hmm. Oh, okay, back. Good, good. Alright. Yeah, just Twitch hiccuping, right? It happens every day, but you know, I love Twitch, so I'm not exactly bad mouthing here, but it always is irritating when you're trying to do something and it dies on you. Alright, Delta V stats. See, now that's some serious Delta V. Probably enough. Hmm. Kind of makes me want to put a little bit of a stage between them, but I'll probably end up with way more than I need if I do that. I'll just drop a little one with maybe like a 909 or something like that just to do the burn. Okay, well, let's grab a tank, an appropriate tank if I can ever find it in all these millions of parts. How about one of these guys? And a 909. Where are you, fair 909? There we go. The engine that most people try and use and then realize it doesn't generate power. Who knows? Alright. Who knows the ways of Twitch? As a programmer, I have every sympathy on that front. Plus, I've done a little IT kind of support stuff, so yeah, things like to do, yeah. Okay, so let's make sure our staging isn't retarded. There we go. Then up here, this should be next. Correct. I'm impressed. And this, okay, but we can just put them together. I don't always, but, and that. Oh, yes, okay, that works. And that, and that's actually not bad. That's pretty good for, maybe they did fix the staging a little bit. Actually, jam session, I am mostly like, I'm basically PG when I'm doing KSP. The chat, it depends on the meaning of what you're saying. I don't care if you use a word that might be considered bad if you do it in a somewhat classy way, if that makes sense. But basically, it's still kind of a keep classy kind of environment without people being needlessly crude, but I'm not going to time you out for just using a bad word if you used it in an appropriate way, right? I just can't give examples of that because though that's true, I will keep PG as much as I can here, which is hopefully all the way PG, of course. But the stream is marked technically mature, but I intend that people can watch it with their kids and not get assaulted with, you know, things they don't want their kids to hear. Okay, actually I was obviously needing to look at this. Oh, well, it's another 1100 Delta V. And then 17. We've got plenty. This'll do it. This'll definitely do it. Yeah. Yeah, well it can be, especially if you have that habit, right? Which honestly sometimes, I mean, my chair is terrible and the back creaks every now and then, right? And it startles me when it does it, and I'm glad it hasn't done that because I'm almost afraid I'll yell out something I didn't mean to yell out. So here is an over-engineered moonlander, I do believe. I'll probably use this stage as well, maybe for part of the descent. We'll see. Um, Colonel Base. I have no idea, Goalie Bear. Okay. Yeah. Providing IT support. You know, although I do recommend people install Linux, I totally do. Doesn't mean I'm going to provide you with support necessarily, right? Let's put this back to Kerbin. That's the thing, if I... Oh, that's a little bit low on the thrust to weight, but it'll work. 1.14. Well, it's going to be a slow ascent. This is going to be Jeb of... Oh, no, we had Donrick. Yes. Oh, yes, Jeb is currently crashed on the moon, actually. Well, that's okay. We'll send her Sean Kerman. Oh my god, I've stolen Sean Kerman from Scott Manley. Sean Kerman. Now I feel like saying it in a Scottish accent. Sean Kerman. The intrepid Sean Kerman. Right. Let's see. Okay, lights, power, batteries, yep. RTG, check. Staging, engines, thrust to weight, ladder, boostas. Ooh, you know what's going to be a problem with this? It's going to be very hard to turn this. It needs some kind of SAS or, you know, reaction wheel, I think. So let's look for that. Control, command and control. Well, Goalie Bear, you might want to actually try the forums. There's the tech support forum. They're pretty helpful, actually, generally speaking. It is good, really? Well, I can do a little bit of a Scottish thing, but I wasn't really trying to do it fully, you know. I'm part Scottish, maybe that's why. I do a great French accent. And I do an East Indian accent. But I guess that's probably slightly offensive, so I won't bother doing that. Alright. SAS. 5-meter toroidal SAS. Thank you, Rover Dude. I'll just drop this thing on, right? Yep. Right here. Yeah, I mean, Scott was one of the earliest people I watched, so... Oh, there you go, you'll be judging. Good stuff. Ah. Yeah, I'm not gonna do that. I might practice it, like, later in a microphone, record it, and be like, ah, there's the Scottish accent I was going for. But, for now. So we have SAS now. That'll help me turn a little bit. We don't have RCS, don't care, not gonna dock. Let's just take this thing to the moon, honestly, it should work. Modular Scottish. Ah, Sundog, we love you, but those puns, man, and the jokes, just the jokes in general, not even with puns. Please don't go to puns, but those jokes, my friend, they're pretty bad. I gotta tell you. Yeah, electrical engineering's not too bad either, honestly. So, here we go. Well, yeah, that's hamster eating potatoes. That's pretty much what we all do, I think. Although, I mean, yeah, it depends if you've discovered, you know, parachutes and the timing of them and so on. Yeah, getting to orbit first time is quite an accomplishment, to be honest, isn't it? We gotta be at full. I should have pressed Z. That's right. I said it. Z. Z. You noticed how Yakov Smirnov's jokes have, like, this incredibly long lifespan? When was he popular? In the 80s, right? Slash Dot, I'm pretty sure, brought him back. And notice no launch clamps. Alright, let's bring Adoring there. Oh, yeah, I suppose. Well, things get computerized now, I guess. Okay, so, this has a low thrust to weight. So part of the thing with that is I'm probably gonna have to turn late. 1.2 Gs. Not reaching maximum Q. You do in Australia? Yeah, Z, I don't know. Yeah, Z. That's what I'm used to. Interesting that Australians say Z as well. I thought we were like the only ones. How about Brits? Do you say Z or Z? Honestly, I really don't even think Z. Oh, yes, yes. You know what? I was terrible at that lunar lander joke, Phoenix, or sorry, Pax Justica. I was terrible at that game. Absolutely terrible. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I didn't put fins on this thing. Oh no, I'm doomed. Probably. Now I can't do my gravity turn as nicely as I'd want to usually. Let's take a look at far flight data here, and let's try and not flip this thing out, shall we? I am, sir, or madam. I don't know. I shouldn't assume there. But yes, I am. Gimpling's good on these engines, you know that? My inclination is going off. See how it's kind of above the line? I want to put mine down below so that, there we go, now it's, oh, whoop, too much, too much. Okay. Must still remember to gravity turn as well. Yeah, we're doing okay. We're doing okay. I'm just trying to keep this, the more my inclination is off, the more irritating it's going to be making the transfer. So I'm just trying to kind of keep it roughly accurate as I go up. Well, most people are kind of thinking about the gravity turn, or the pitch program as it should be called, really. But you want to think about that too. There's a batch file for Vens. Did he really distribute that with a patch file, or the batch file? Vens, sir, this runs on Linux and Mac too, and batch files are terrible. Oh well, anyway, I'm sure it can be done without it, and if you're on Linux, you probably have the technical capabilities to figure it out. I guess that'll work. This isn't a bad, I'm kind of used to ships that have a low thrust to weight, tend to launch large stuff. This isn't a half bad gravity turn here. We're up to 1500. Trick is to have your apoapsis come up to where you want and get your orbital velocity as high and as close to as what you want to you know, should be 2246 orbital velocity or so. You want to be kind of thrusting on the horizon with your prograde right there. Okay, 100. There we go. That's not bad. We're only a couple of hundred away. Do we have enough to circularize? Oh, almost certainly. Let's look. Oh, nope, not you. There. We want to see our delta V. What do we have? Ha, 1030. See what I mean? Like, yeah, the injection stage. I can circularize with this. Okay, so let's do that. See if I can circularize a little better than I have lately. Okay, apoapsis, we need about 300. Okay, more, but get up to 101-ish. Drag, 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 drag. Go too far. Oh, there we go. And in these cases, it's better not to slavishly burn the node anyway. Yep, so that SAS really did help this turn. Yeah, Vens does look pretty awesome. I've been using mostly KW parts, and I don't know, kind of just not done Vens yet, but it looks great though. It really does. So 11.1 seconds, so at about 6 seconds, let's just say. Here, I'll get into chase. Bam, and okay. we wait. What do we have? 1:38. We got plenty of time to warp past the point where I was supposed to burn because I stopped paying attention. Yes, plenty of time for that yet. By the way, sorry for not having a follow alert, guys. I won't do that right now, but I'll take a look in a moment. I forgot to bring it up. I'm going to be getting that as soon as green screening works on Linux with OBS Studio. There, good enough. 101 and AP is coming right up. A little wobbly there, but that's alright. And gotta aim towards it a little bit. The further away we get, the worse it's going to be, but definitely do better than that. Okay, there we go. See, that is a beautiful... See? Told you I can do it. 101 on both. Yeah, ScanSat just released, didn't it? I really want it to have regolith. I haven't even tried it, but that's kind of what I decided I'd try this time around. Ooh, no CPU fan. You're gonna want to use that. Yeah. Would not run without it. Well, it'll be that much sweeter, I guess, when you get to it. I don't know. I guess that's the theory. Okay, we're circularized. Now, to the frickin' moon. Let's set as target. And it's probably going to be about here. You know, kind of an angle to get to it here. I'll just plug in 850. I'm not even going to bother here. Oh, okay, so it's here. Move it. Wait, yeah. Down a little bit. Really? Now it's way over there? Okay, yeah. There we go. That's fairly efficient. Brings me back to Kerbin fairly well as well. Let's look at what that looks like. You would not believe how long it took me to figure out you could do this. Well, that's an interesting path. Anyway, let's not even worry about that. I'm just gonna do it the way I usually do. Especially on the moon. Why did it hide this again? Oh no! I didn't put protractor on it. Darn it! Okay. Oh, skybox. Well, I'm glad you asked, Drew Gamer. Kind of. It's the same one as DOS is using right now, and it was made by Respawn 2, who may be here, probably is actually, yeah, he basically took the real skybox, and he took the astronomer's stuff, which has all sorts of great nebulosity, like this stuff right here, and he overlaid it on top, kind of in a layer, so you end up with these really realistic shots, kind of Milky Way shots like this, get little smudges of galaxy and the nebulosity. I highly recommend it. It's great. Earner, I think Kofi needs sleep soon. Yeah, I don't have a nav HUD command. No nav HUD command yet. No. It's on a couple of other channels already. Yeah, that's a great skybox. I love it. Really love it. Alright, let's do this. So I will have to adjust this silly thing properly then. Darn it. Usually I do this with protractor. Let's try. Nope. There we go. There we go. What is this? That is very far. Alright. Thing is, I wonder if radial might be a better way. Nah, no. That should be it. Oh, I see what's going on here. Alright, let's try radial. Click, 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 click. The grid overlay? Ah, that is, in fact, nav HUD. which uh, which I work with Ninium on. Actually, the latest version was pretty much me, but there weren't huge changes. We mostly recompiled. I fixed two bugs. Okay, what are we at? 139. I probably should have switched to this to 10 or so. 59. Go a little bit better. 11. Too much. 27. How about 21? Perfect. Let's just do that. I don't need a free return trajectory. It's pretty darn close to at the right place. Actually, I could probably move it up a little bit here. Let's not bother with that. That's so close it's not worth messing around. Okay, we have it in 13 minutes. Set an alarm and Kerbal alarm clock, because whenever I don't, I usually end up kicking myself. What's the burn? 19.6 seconds. Oh, wait, hold on. Hold the horse. How's that for expression? Alright, did you empty this tank at all? No? Then let's stage. Now, 55.1 seconds. This is an important distinction. Drew Gamer. That's one of the dangers. I try and play it, you know, but yeah, you get to coding, and I know a lot of modders barely play the game at this point, but it's great fun to mod it, I suppose. Let's give it 2 minutes. Out of 10? Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, well, actually, many of us have been doing more updating our mods too. I mean, well, and I don't mean just modders who have to update our mods, and darn did the community ever do well at updating things this time around. Most of the the really important stuff is updated. But, we've also spent a lot of time updating all our mods, have we not? So, man, I wish this was still my, that Saturn V. I am so disappointed in that. I hope you guys aren't too disappointed in that not working. But you saw it. It was FASA. It wasn't me. Really don't understand why that docking thing didn't work. I suppose I have a video to show them. Hey, I was trying to dock right here, and yeah, it didn't work, guys. So, okay, 55 seconds. Estimated burn 26. You lie. We'll just, we're in chase? Good. I'd use these, but they mess me up, I swear. So, yeah, let's call it somewhere less than 30 seconds and I can start. Yep, I've got to investigate that KSP man thing and the CCAN or whatever, obviously a joke on the CPAN thing. That was the Pearl archive. I'm not even sure what that. I could probably guess what CCAN means if I knew what CPAN meant. It's too close to CPAC, so it's, to me, it's the Canadian Parliamentary Action Channel. By the way, why did they call it the Action Channel anyway? There's no action. It's really. Granted, I'm sure, you know, it could be like, well, politics isn't boring, but I'm sorry, I find it boring. It's important. That doesn't mean it's not boring occasionally. Ah, what the heck. I swear though, it always gives me troubles when I do that. Well, at least one updater tool I probably won't be using. There's one that somebody did, and it was Windows only, and it was written completely in such a way that'd be a huge pain to actually port, and I don't understand why anybody would do that. But I guess it's kind of normal to ignore all other platforms when you're used to Windows. But it seems like a terrible thing to do. Well, terrible thing to do, you know what I mean. He's writing it for free, and giving it away. There's no like pointing fingers and going, how could you, when people are volunteering their time for this. But still, If you're going to write an updater for a game and you want it to be taken fully seriously, it should probably support all the platforms the game does, though, don't you think? That kind of annoys me. But not not saying that put down the author. It's probably great and everything. I just why? Okay. How are we on fuel? Not bad. Hopefully we have enough for circularization. We should have ample for that, I think. If not, we can use the rest of this to finish it off. Alright, here's the part where I decrease the throttle. Take this off because gosh darn it, does it like flipping you around when you pass? Okay, so a little bit more than that. And there we go. That should be a good burn. Actually, it's a little off there, isn't it? Okay. Well, we can fix that. We can totally fix that. I think I just overburned briefly. Let's see. That's from... Okay, so I believe retrograde. Well, the target's right there. I guess that's a bit of a giveaway. Just need to nudge it. There we go. It's sweeping across the moon. And reversing. Not sure how it's that off. I didn't do that burn that poorly, did I? Alright, here we go. It's fixed. I don't like to burn in map view, to be honest. It's kind of irritating. Now, we need to fix... We luckily here have a descending node. If we need to fix... Let's see, I'll put it on the ascending node. Where are you? Wait, what? Is that... I thought it was ascending. Must be descending. Yep. So if you need to fix your inclination at all, here's the place to do it. So again, I will focus on the moon, and we can fix our inclination slightly. It's just a little off. So the ascending and descending nodes, if you think as the orbits as existing on planes, picture them as circles or ellipses, but filled in, they're a plane. Where they join is the ascending and descending nodes. Where you're going up past the other plane is the ascending node, then the next one is the descending node. So of course the only place you can really do a proper one is specifically at a node like that. And if you do it at the node, it works nicely. This is handy because, well, Minmus actually is the big one, I think. Let's see. That's pretty darn close, really, for a 7 meter per second kind of burn. Let's aim at it. Yeah, I don't blame you, Phoenix. I might use it. I might give it a try, see how well it works. But I'm kind of like that a little bit. Oh, I see. See, I didn't see where Tef was actually giving you this tip, but you're gonna need a lot of RAM, Teflon mic, and so on. He just linked you his skybox, didn't he? Oh, maybe it was. I don't know. I think it was just KSP add-on manager, and it was marked Windows. Definitely needs to be cross-platform though. But we've got a surprising number of people playing it on Linux, actually, really. Maybe I'm just skewed because a lot of the modders run Linux, I've noticed. It's very popular with the modders because it's popular with programmers, of course. So, yeah. In other words, it's interesting to look at it like that. Even if, say, Linux sales didn't make it worthwhile, and I don't think that's the case. I think they've made money off of it off, you know, I think they've made more money having Linux there than they would have had they not. So, but even if that's not the case, the fact that it draws very, very technical people to you, a lot of programmers and so on, I think it probably paid off for Squad. And they got a lot of hype off of Linux users too. I mean, I know people were talking about it on the REC channels. Hey, there's this, you know, cool game. It's like you build your rockets and yourself from components and then you launch them and everything. And of course I knew I wanted it somewhere around that point. Had to save the money up for it, but really sure you can might be Chuckle Maniac the Moon. Shuriken the FPS might be your uh, might be your video card or something. Like in that it might not be one of the better supported ones, I'm not sure. Okay. There. That should have done it. Roughly speaking. Yep, good enough. I don't know, mine runs pretty well, but you know, I don't have Windows to compare it to. It might be, but you know, you guys aren't seeing any frame rate issues on your end, I don't think. The ships are small and so on, but, and I can definitely bog it. And if I add Eve and Astronomer's Pack, I notice a bit of lag. Not something where you're like, ah, it's unplayable, but, and I'm on a GTX 560, that's my video card. I don't know why it would lag for you. Of course, if you build really large ships, then I know why it would lag for you, but... Alright, so here's the trajectory relative to Kerbin, the trajectory relative to the moon, and the trajectory after. A lot of you are really missing these conics right now, aren't you? .660, really? Yeah, that's weird, because mine's a 560. Yours is like a generation past mine, and frame rate's good, as you can see. I mean, really, there's no stuttering, there's no... It's beautiful, really. I don't know why. That's strange. It might be something else on your, either things running on your system, maybe, or... Here's the Kerbal X that I crashed. Poor Jeb and Bill and Bob sitting there. This is just a... This was a throwaway game until, you know, I just used it now. Okay. We've got a long trip to the moon, I guess, so let's backspace so we're centered. We've already done our course correction. We need to set an alarm for the SOI transition because, trust me, on this, never warp past a transition. It's really bad. Well, okay, really, that sounds melodramatic. It'll throw your trajectory off, let's just put it like that. It can be very bad if that sends you into a heliocentric orbit, you know, an orbit of the sun, helio-sun-centric, centered around the sun. I've had bad luck with ATI, AMD stuff, honestly. But, I hope, Shuriken, you installed the proprietary drivers. Because otherwise, I understand why you get frame rate issues. The ATI open source one's not too bad. In fact, better on old systems, older cards, I mean. But... No. Let me click on my orbit. There's the try and find the right view so I can click where I want. No. Still not. Okay, here. Periapsis. There, see? Bypassed. I love precise nodes so very much. Okay, retrograde. Till it captures, and you'll see the Kerbin PE thing on precise node right here. Once it closes the orbit, we'll switch. There we go. Apoapsis, periapsis. Just keep pulling. What altitude did we even... 10 meters. Oh boy, we're really close. Well, this isn't a two-parter ship, so that's fine. And Oh, didn't go too far. Here we go. Close enough. There's a circularization burn. We shall aim. How's our power doing? Awesome. Didn't need all those batteries, let's face it. I am the master of over-engineering. I swear it's true. Okay. Oh yeah, something I was going to do. We're in interplanetary space now. Well, we're far enough. We're 1 hour 25 away from... Okay, let's see. It's going to do this a little bit. Let's see. I'm just going to read some names in reverse order of people who followed. Thank you all, by the way. Das Hamburger, Mr. Tree Penguin. Wow, I like that name, Mr. Tree Penguin. EVO Masta, Jackal Purcell, Drew Gamer, Phoenix 84118, Dom DeLewis. Dom DeLewis. Yes. Shuriken, Taffin Nightwing, Aquilux, Track Ninja, MFK DSO, Deep Space Object? I don't know. The Awesome Blob, Kazi, Nacho Ninja 21, JW Brunner, Jkuzum96, hey, Mijan Adorn as well, Mach, hold on here, 25, Mach 25, yep. The Theator, Stanka Fusile, Ridecar 2, Scarab 25. This is Brutus, nice. ECNZ, Ekans. I recognize quite a number of you, obviously. Tiber, Cantab, Captain Flapjack, nice too. Destiny, or the 4. Pedro VB14, or 13, Super Freak 784. Gene SW, Earth Scion, Loudness, East Bay Willie, Nilgun, wow, okay. Tarpon 907, Webword, Mike 8005, Zach 9326, Zboy 53678. There we go. That's all the follows. Thanks, all of you. I'm not even sure. Let's just take a look at it. Let's see. Kerbin to Nay. Actually, yeah, I didn't think it would. I should have known that anyway. Yeah, the thing with these kind of tools is they use Holman transfer math, which assumes a few things. Hey, Kayla Connor. Good, good. Assumes a few things like mostly circular orbits, inclination would be low, but it also needs that you be transferring from one body to another that are going around the same reference body, and they're not, because Kerbin is going around the sun, Kerbal, whatever you want to call it, and the moon and Minmus are going around Kerbin, so the math doesn't work out as nicely. I know, self-plug, Protractor does work with them though. It's a little less than ideal, I find, because it's not taking into account your burn time for the angle, which I wish it was. Just the way it was done by Mr. Nigma, I'm not saying it's wrong, it fits with the math, it works, but I'd like it to adjust. Sure, if you, I mean, the way I see it, if you get donations, you're kind of somewhat commercial, right? Alright, now we will set this. Okay, what's the burn? Very short, 16.3 burn. So we'll have plenty of time if we just do this. 16.3. Hopefully, you know, I'm trusting my mod's code here, aren't I? Yeah, that's really nice as well, the advanced planetary transfer thing. I messed with it a little bit. Pretty cool. It used to be that if you used MechJeb for transfer at all, you had to leave when it said this is the most optimal and that is all. Yeah, well, I'm technically not for profit now. Once I get my donation thing up, I guess, maybe. assuming I make profit at all. And to be honest, I'd be pretty darn lucky to even make minimum wage. It's funny because it's true. Okay, so 16.3, so 8.15 is half of that, so at about 8.15 we want to burn. Here, I'll just do this. I gotta get used to using it. Yeah, the mods thing, it doesn't matter much if all the licenses allow for it, but what you don't want is to make a mod pack where people end up with a version that's like, if I put out an update for a mod and somebody's running a mod pack and it's not getting updated in a timely fashion, I'm going to get irritated because people are probably reporting bugs to me that I already fixed. So that's really the major objection I think most people have to it, really. Other than that, legally speaking, you can pretty much do whatever you want if the license allows it, but I wouldn't yell at anybody who put mine in a mod pack exactly. I might point out kindly that they might be making more work for me. That's why CCAN, you have a description and it fetches the packages. A bit like the AUR and Arch Linux. It's just a description of, take this, put it there. That's all. Whoops. What did I... Oh, no. I was burning the circularization with the wrong stage. That's gonna screw me up here. Let's see. Okay, burning down Retro 10. Oh, jeez. Okay, yeah. We'll need to fix this a little bit. Or we could just come in for landing, but... Okay, no. First thing, we remove this. Here's our apoapsis. We put it at exactly the apoapsis, and we fix this. The timing's off, right? So we put it at about 11, and now we will have to waste a little bit of fuel to go and fix that. Yeah, actually, I will be doing the music thing. I was pretty sure that the music from archive.org that I was using would be okay, and then I looked at it and it's fine for non-commercial uses. And I'm not sure as we were just discussing, I mean, I don't think as soon as I put the donation and get like $1, am I still non-commercial? Twitch is not non-commercial. Maybe that's a factor as well. So I'm going to ask a few bands that I really like permission, I think, but yeah. So I need to find more CC music. Yeah, that's it. I certainly know I don't want to get in trouble with copyright people, because to be honest, I mean, let's just say never sing happy birthday and record yourself doing it in public or anything like that. Don't sing it in kindergarten classes. Don't sing it in schools. Kindergartens have been like sued for this, as I recall. Eesh. You can see the argument a little bit too, though, that chiptune guys, the people who make these chiptunes have certainly gotten a big boost. It's kind of like the Linux effect, I suppose. Now that people can't easily or without potential problems use the commercial music, they're using the more legitimate sources, which gives great publicity to those people. More power to them. I have to admit, though, I don't mind the chiptunes. I like them, but I was getting a little sick of them at one point because they're everywhere. Well, what are you gonna do? Now, Shimmy and Kofi have some great ones. They handle it nicely too, with Shimmy with the public domain classical music, I might toss some in. I love classical music. Kofi has all the nice older jazz stuff. I like that stuff too. I might toss that in. Haha, yeah. Makes sense. How long have I been going? Let's see, 4 hours, 23 minutes. Yeah, good while. Meant to stop at 2, but then people like to raid me at about that time. I should just move the whole thing forward in time a little bit later. Probably be easier that way. This is gonna be a very short burn. Actually, I probably will move it forward. Version is corrupt, that's not good. There we go. 11:11. Good. We've fixed our orbit. You saw nothing. The orbit was perfect. Okay. Let's pick our landing site, more or less. Which, you know, just look in the light and find the biggest cool thing. This is cool. Let's just land in here. So, okay, let's deorbit from back here. Oh, we're very low. Lower than I would usually do. Here, set it like that. Let's look at it from the side here. A little hard to see because we're too darn low. Yeah, that doesn't look like it hits the mountain, does it? Nope. Gonna go over it. Alright, we'll use that as our burn. 3-second burn. I hope this isn't... Nah, this will be fine. Okay, point retro. What? Wait, what? Oh. Okay, orbit, surface, yeah. Thing is, where's my retrograde? That's not my retrograde. Why is that even there? There we go. Oop. There. Chase mode works better when you're behind. There we go. Retrograde. Hey Ops, doing pretty well. Hope you're well too. I know I'm probably missing some stuff here, but don't cert to 12. Yeah, this is gonna be really low. I know I missed a little bit of chat. Part of the reason for that is my microphone is exactly right in the way of chat. As soon as I get a decent microphone, like a boom or I don't know, anything other than like a lamp with a microphone put on with like 2 Velcro strips. Seriously, that's literally how I have it. So where am I? Okay, so I'm here. Going to apoapsis. Correct time to apoapsis. Time to periapsis. Okay, I'm closer to my periapsis. Wait, what? Am I upside down here? What's going on here? Did I screw this up? No. No, that makes sense. That's the right way. Ah, okay. Okay. I'm unconfused. No problem. Got it. Got it. This node is just a guide, though. I don't really care where I land much. Yeah, when the textures get uncompressed sometimes, eh? Alright. Oop, wrong button. Wrong button. Here we go. Let's just do the point at maneuver node thing. Zoom in. And not much of a burn, but how are we? Oh, we're there. Okay, close enough. See, this is this is what it does. Word to the wise, when you use this, when your burn gets near 0, take it off first, because it'll spin you around like this. It is very disconcerting. It's caused me so many problems doing that. Autopilot is a mixed blessing. Alright, thanks for dropping by, Jam Session. Glad you dropped by. Here we go. Still retrograde, right? Let's do this. Let's see how our lights drain things, if at all. Looks good, looks good. We're not losing any power. It's just the lights and stuff, so shouldn't be. We'll just orient ourselves. I may not need a dorsal battery, but I do like to be oriented in some way that makes sense. There with, and by the way, oh god, don't land in chase mode. It's just terrible. Seriously, you'll be confused. I know I am. Yeah. Yeah, it's true. Basically you have to kill it though before it reaches 0 because the markers will move. Sometimes about 180 degrees. So where are we here? We're just sailing over the lip. May not be interesting in some ways, but it's so like the moon. So are we over the lip? We are not. I definitely want to sail over the lip first before I start braking. This thing has a lot of thrust to weight, so 475 horizontal speed, vertical speed minus 20 some there. There's a minus 29, and gaining. As you can see here, horizontal speed is being lost and put into vertical speed. Makes sense, right? The arc, you're going less that away in the arc, but more that away because gravity is pulling you down. Okay, we're over the lip. We can land absolutely anywhere here. Okay, let's see if I messed this up. I don't usually, but okay, I'm in surface mode. This is important, folks. Very important. So let's do it. I'm just going, okay, what's our height? Okay. I can probably stand to wait a little longer, but not much. 6 point something. Okay. Now the trick, of course, to landing in general is to aim at the retrograde marker. Very carefully follow it, and if you can, it'll of course keep that. Literally cancels your speed in whichever direction you're going. It's opposing that. So horizontal, vertical, all of that velocity gets bled down. You can definitely see it here. It's 50, 40, 30. We're gonna just turn it off in just a sec. Bam. Okay. You can see I stopped when my nav HUD marker was right below. That's just because I wanted to only kill that velocity. I want it to come down straight to some degree. 4 kilometers probably a little inefficient to do it at this height, but hey, whatever. And I think the area we're landing in is probably acceptable. Use the retrograde autopilot. Sure, Sundog, but I used that, and then I forgot to take it off when I got to land, and as it hit the ground, the vectors changed, and it spun my ship onto its side. That's why there's another ship on this moon. I've not been paying attention to my need to decelerate rapidly here. So yeah, aim at this, pay attention to your... Oh, I really have a lot of thrust to weight here. Basically, you saw it wandering there, right? That's what you don't want. Usually at this point, I try and find... You've got time, right, here? So, twiddle it. Try and find... Okay, see, my surface speed is decreasing here. Which is good, because I'm going to land in 1.1 kilometers or so, right? Keep aiming at the marker. As long as you don't impact too quickly, and you just keep pointing at the marker, and you don't land like on a cliff or something, you'll land safely on anything pretty much. And given the technical capabilities in the ship to do it, this is about all there is to landing. And don't even look at the screen, darn it. Look at your nav ball, or nav HUD's probably still confusing there, but okay, now I'm going too slowly. So take a little bit off, not too much. Just want to be gaining, but I'm firing still. There we go. Pretty straight down, right? 840 meters. You can see the ground scatter. By the way, anomalies are easier to find if you look at the ground scatter. They look a bit different from the rest of the ground scatter. You can remove the ground scatter entirely. Here, see what I'm doing? I'm putting my retrograde on the prograde, so I'm just opposing it. I'm in the vector equal to it. Here, I just want to keep it in the middle. If you don't, if it wanders off, you're going to get lateral velocity and you're going to tip your little tower. Don't make towers, by the way. That's what I meant by that comment. When you're new, you tend to make these big tower ships that tip over too easily with the center of mass too high. And you tend to be poor at doing this, at eliminating your velocity. Oh, when you're having that kind of trouble where it's gaining laterally, it's because you're starting to hover, and it's getting tricky about it. Okay, a little bit more. If you want to be super smooth, then you'll come down with barely any velocity, but who cares? Okay, still 200 meters. And we're still slowing down. Let's give it a little bit of extra speed here. And we'll bring this back into the middle, because again, we don't want to drift, right? Okay, 150 meter. Okay, we're really close here. Let's, there we go. Okay, this should be pretty good. There's a bit of a bump under me, I see, but that should be acceptable. Still want to track this thing. We don't want to go too far on the slowing down either. Are we 75? Okay, let's just kill this little bit of drift. And 5. Okay, we can slow down more than that. Here we go. Okay, still tracking, because you don't want to start drifting. This is where people screw it up often. They start drifting, they're not paying attention enough. There we go. I mean, you've got to love that. Come on. That is one of the smoothest darn touchdowns. You could have, like, not spilt your coffee. Do a daring loop before you touch down. Well, anyway, this is what we couldn't do with this, with that Apollo 11 recreation. I guess it was more of an Apollo 13 kind of thing than an Apollo 11 thing. We're here, we're here. So, well, I hope the little narration as I land, I like to just go through what I'm thinking, you know, and explain it. And sure, we don't have a primarily educational thing here, but heavily educational is what I'd like to think, at least, right? Why is that marker wandering? It's a smoothing where it's 0 velocity, so it kind of wanders around. And yeah, turn it off. Let's EVA. Oh, we didn't bring the ladder down, but right. Thanks, Liquid Scotty. And Gav, and, well, everybody. Thank you very much. Once you've done 1,000,000 landings. Yeah, it's true, not enough for that, but there you go. Put another female Kerbal on there, on the moon. Last time I streamed, I believe I put, I had a group of 3, one of them was Lady Kerbal. I don't know, it's just the novelty at this point. I just love sending them up. And look, she's happy. Awesome. Here we need some kind of vanity oh man. That's not bad. That's not bad, eh? That's a screeny. Okay, come on. Wait for the grin. Grin. Yes, that's not bad. Keep it. Keep it. You gotta get the screenshot right. Oh. Oh my god, you're right. No, Mr. Bond. I screwed that up. You're right. You're right. I'm glad you mentioned that, no Mr. Bond. I might have screwed that one up. That's as Gav just said, that's a very good observation. You know why I did that is because I usually use this design for Minmus, and I put one engine in the middle. I put two in because it was the moon. You know, one probably would have been adequate, but that means these being ejected, this is not going to be useful. Oh, that's true. That's Aqualuxor. You have a terrible color on Chatty there. Yeah, I can. Uh, yeah, it's true. I could have thrust limited it. It had way more than it needed. Okay. Give me a grin. Give me a grin. Big grin. Come on. Up. Oop. Wrong key. I don't know. Good enough, I guess. There we go. They really all do have kind of reverse cross-eyed thing going, don't they? Because some of these. There we go. Oh, man. Some of these. That's not bad either. Screenshots. I don't know about you guys, but I have a lot of KSP screenshots. I mean, I have a lot of KSP screenshots. People have a lot more than me. Yeah, mate. Well, yeah, yeah, good point, Shuriken. Hey, hey. Yeah. This is nice, though. Let's, because we can. Oop, but yes. Plant flag. That's interesting. I'm in Sandbox. Did they add it so you could actually take surface sample? I guess for RP purposes. Oh no. I just triggered an SSTV. Sorry, guys. Alright, so it says, take that, Apollo 11. I'm sorry, I love you, Apollo 11. Didn't mean it, baby. Okay. Now let's orient her some... Whoop. Oh, yes, this was my experimental testing game, so... Let's see, is it better like this, or like... Let's do it like this. There we go. Her with the flag. Oh, hey, Respawn too. As I was saying... Whoa. Well, I hope that was worth it, Shuriken. I think it was totally worth it. And yes, Respawn 2 is the one. Here we go. Like Skybox. He's getting hyped on his Skybox. It's, I mean, you know, what he did was, of course, take the real Skybox thing, put this nebulosity from the Better Atmospheres one in front. You know, from two Skyboxes that had already been made. But look at it. It is just amazing. It is, as far as I'm concerned, this is the best Skybox I have seen. So thanks for showing us about that. I noticed, I saw that, and I saw, I guess Das was using it, and, well, he might have gone, no, yeah, I think he's on that one. Actually, this is traditional. I always have to have a little quick fly about. Not much. Just a little. Just a little. There, maybe screenshot. There we go. Just a little fly about. Just because I can. Alright, this is enough. Arg. There we go. That way, that way. Okay, okay, that way. Oh, there we go. Don't you love the prograde marker bouncing? That's accurate, you know. Yeah, well, by the strict rules of Nightbot, most of those you do want to kind of, you know, at least purge the, but that one, I have to agree, was perfectly within line as far as I'm concerned. Alright. Nightbot can't tell the difference between an actually good joke or something. And Nightbot's stupid. I'm sorry, Nightbot, I love you. Okay, well, guess we don't need any more ceremony on this. A fly a boot. A fly a boot. A. Alright, let's take off. Let's do this thing, and this time I'll try not to have my apoapsis shoot out to heliocentric orbits by accident. Whoop, yep, no, that's the right direction. Full up, turn around. Try not to run into the terrain. We're pretty high already, so that's not going to be too difficult. Alright, I mean the trick with these things is just, see, like, okay, 10, the lower you leave from, I guess the better. I'll just stop at 12. There we go. You kind of get horizontal as fast as possible because there's no atmosphere, so you don't want to go up straight up at all if you can avoid it. You want to go at an angle immediately, an extreme angle. Basically as flat a pitch program as you can possibly manage without running into stuff is the thing. Alright, 12K. Put that on apoapsis. That functionality there is almost makes it worth it alone. And do this still, whoop, and then massively overshoot, and now compensate. That is the procedure. Okay, oh. There we go. If you guys have noticed, when we get it right, the markers for periapsis and apoapsis end up like, yeah, that's too big an adjustment, but when you get it just right, they'll be like this, because of course it's even, so here and here would end up equal. Yeah. I hope we have enough fuel for this. Actually, I could just burn to Kerbin right now if I wanted to. But I will... Okay, what do we have? Delta V here, though. This is... Oh, whoa. Uh-oh. I expected to have dropped tanks by now and stuff like that. That used more Delta V. Uh-oh. Well, it's either burn to Kerbin or... Huh. Basically, after I'm done this, I won't have enough to get back. I don't think I actually have enough to get back, period, actually, come think of it. Oh my god, I forgot the fuel lines. Thank you. Who the heck? Yes, I do. And no, Mr. Bond, you are an extremely useful man to have around. Let's just transfer out. Transfer out. Jeez, I was like, where's all my Delta V? Ugh. Here we go. We're good. We're good. Oh, we just passed our apoapsis, though. Let's just burn that puppy, shall we? Disclaimer, do not burn puppies. Just want to burn prograde. We'll fix this one. That was just a mix-up because I messed it up. Oh boy, that's a heck of an orbit. So here's our periaps, right? Periaps. Oh, Das, you've got me saying periaps. Jeez. Periapsis. Okay, so we've got a new one right here. Periapsis, darn it. And... there. Well, I'm sure there's a towel in there. Yeah, stage lock is handy, I'll tell. Definitely one of those nice things to know. Okay. Now we wait, but not very long. It's a 2-second burn. Oh, I know, but it's periapsis. I mean, I'm not giving you hell DOS right here because, like I said to you initially, if Scott Manley can say periaps, then I give up. But but it is periapsis, and it's not actually longer or more difficult to say. So it's just kind of something I'm like, no, it's periapsis. Not not that it bugs me to some huge extent, but it's like, it's periapsis, pronounce it right. I'm sorry, just the way I feel. There. Now we're in a good orbit. Thing is, it's a little hard to correct your orbit when it goes wacky until you can get back to a periapsis or apoapsis. Or what was it be? There's another name for it. Let me see. Perilune and Apollune would be the moon versions. This is the moon, but with the umlaut. I love that with the umlaut, so it still gets pronounced the same. Gotta love that. Okie dokie. Let's do this thing. Well, might as well. It's still gonna be about 850. Oh, no, not 6.850. 850 anyway to get back. Wait, no, that's where the circularization burns. 200 and something. Start with 200. And we'll, okay, so that curve's a little more than I think it should be, so let's straighten it out. Move this so it's roughly parallel. What are we at? Really high. Need more power. Still hugely high. Okay, but see, whenever you get it diverging, what you want to do is cancel out your orbital velocity. Your orbital velocity is going this way. You don't want... See, the only thing that's keeping you from falling in is that you're falling in and going this way with orbital velocity at the same rate. So you fall and miss it by the same amount always, and then it makes for a circle. Well, this isn't a circle, but like, assume if it were a circular orbit, right? Well, actually, sorry, this one is. It's the moon. Anyway, yeah, so of course all you have to do is cancel that, and then in the same amount of time you'll fall just as much towards Kerbin, but less that way. So all you need to do essentially to return to it is cancel out enough orbital velocity so it ends up there. It's actually pretty simple once you get it, but boy, that can really mess... Oh, wrong way. That can really mess you up when you're first learning it, because it seems so... Well, let's just say it's not that it's complicated. It's that... There, getting there. It's not that it's complicated, it's that it's counterintuitive. It's like probabilities. Probabilities. Totally counterintuitive. Not hard per se. So there we go. It's not quite Matt or reentry. Matt would probably go straight in, but KER removed from Kerbal stuff? I doubt it. Or was it there and it wasn't Cybutex? Well, I don't know. Surprised if Cybutech isn't here. I guess not. Well, anyway, he's the man to ask. So, I don't have deadly reentry here. This is great. So we have 37 minutes till the burn. Let's time warp. And I would time warp manually, but I don't trust myself one bit. So 14 seconds. 1 minute will be plenty. Yes, it is below the surface, but I usually circularize. Well, it's not far. Far doesn't care much. Maybe with an airplane it would, but it won't care much about this. Well, mind you, I almost never do it, like this much. I'll adjust it maybe to give myself better periapsis. For now, we're doing fine. They do course corrections. You know, there was two course corrections, one about a third of the way and one about two-thirds of the way to the moon in the real Apollo 11, and then there was another one about halfway through on the way back. You always do corrections, and halfway it takes very little to actually make that correction. So, you know, it's a little sloppy to not get it just right, maybe you could say, but you see how that periapsis dropped until it dropped from about 157 kilometers down to this, where it's literally hitting the surface without considering aerodynamics. All I did was rotate it so the path here, my escape path from the moon, was kind of left behind and kind of, you know, tangent, or, well, it's a tangent, it's parallel, if you will, to the moon's orbit line. Oh yeah, deadly reentry would not like this. I don't. No, there's a heat shield actually. This would work. This would work. I'd have to lose. Notice the capsule still detaches. This right here is a procedural fairings decoupler. So I will separate it and bring just the capsule back, even though since I'm used to deadly reentry, so I tend to design like that. Because you really can't bring this thing back, it's just going to end up blowing up probably. You can, I guess. Have to do it partly powered, no doubt about that, because you can fire an engine with re-entry flames going. Probably doesn't help with the heating, but you certainly can't pop a parachute with the flames. Oh. I messed that up. Well, let's look at what we're doing then and try and, like... Okay, look at the periapsis. We'll fire till it gets about... Oh, there we go. See, didn't really... As long as you know about where to fire, just look at what's happening, and you'll be fine. With this, in fact, it's a little bit better. Really, my periapsis should probably be... Okay, that's... So, I'm going pro... When I fire prograde here, I'm removing orbital velocity. Retrograde will put it back in, essentially. So I want to put it up to, say, 100 kilometers. There we go. Well, 106. Good enough, right? Yeah, oh yeah. I mean, I play with deadly reentry usually. I just haven't done it yet, and they would... I do... no, I put a stock shoot. Oh boy, I did put a stock shoot on this. Probably should have done it. I didn't want to try a real shoot right now because I know there's a far bug. So, here, okay, this is important. SOI change, just 0 minutes, whatever. But what you want to never do is warp past your SOI. Basically, be out of warp when you hit the SOI, or the math messes up, and I think the faster you're warping, the worse it messes it up. Yeah, stock DRE, I like that. I usually, you know, far and deadly reentry, which I made a big deal of when I started to use them. You know, it's going to be hard mode, now I'm just used to it. No, hard mode is what Kofi does, for example, or shimmy for that matter. Granted, sandbox mode kind of takes a lot of the hard out of it, but for shimmy, but you know, those big rockets, hard to design well, hard to fly well, takes a long time. Deadly reentry with that too, in like 6.4 times scale RSS is just, yeah, that would be hard mode for you, Tef. Hard mode is getting several hundred Kerbals to a planet and land successfully. Yeah. Come on. Can I warp more? I can warp more. Let's not warp through it, shall we? Yes. Yes, Drew Gamer. Several hundred. Yeah, you have to know, Tough. You really do. In fact, hold on. I'm just gonna do this because I don't want to pass anything, but Teflon Mike is also a quite talented streamer. Get a microphone, Mike. Darn it. But other than that, like, really, he's great. Tef has, makes just these ridiculous contraptions, and he manages to get them to fly. It's amazing, really. Definitely highly recommend watching Tef when you can. Yes, I do. Yes, I do. Right now we have Groovy Grape. Perfectly harmless. That one didn't work at all. But anyway. Yep, yep, yep. Hold on. My phone is about to run out of charge here. Is this done? Yep. Okay. That's something else charging. Must plug in phone. Done. It tells me KDE has a little thing. Forget KDE Connect or something. My phone talks to my desktop. It's very nice. Okay, so here we are. 991 delta V, more than enough. We could circularize, but basically let's see here. Okay, wait. Trying to think. Yeah. We won't worry about when we do it. Well, I'll just, at the periapsis here, I'll just do a deorbit burn. Actually, you know what would be more efficient here? While we're out here, yeah, see, I am still a bit low. Let's see about the transfer of fuel. Do I still have any fuel in here? Nope, this one's empty. So that's really all I have. Not much fuel, but enough. What was the delta V on that sucker? It was 850 or 991 vacuum. Okay. So yeah, I'm going to try and conserve a little bit of fuel. So actually, what I'm going to do is go prograde to some degree. Ooh, wait. Is that going to do it like I think? Well, let's find out. Let's see what happens to the periapsis. Nope. Yeah, I was thinking that was now no longer the case. I'm heading that way, not falling behind from the moon. Okay, so basically I'm going to go retrograde, bring this down to a decent altitude so the atmosphere will stop me. You know, as long as you get it into the atmosphere, eventually you will re-enter. There, 33, 30, well, there we go. 31 should be. Yeah, that should do it. That should do it. So we'll just come straight in. Oh, yeah, yeah. Very funny, Mid. So this is more than just a little bit of an aero brake, though. I've done that with deadly reentry at about 28. And as I like to say, I didn't need those batteries anyway, really. So I guess I shouldn't wait for this. Alright. I'd just like to put a node somewhat close to it. And then, just for the purposes of, there you go, doesn't matter if it's 1 minute before here. I just want to warp. There's no SOI transitions. We'll just warp to near Kerbin, and then we can kind of take a look as we're coming in, which is cool. Voila, delete the maneuver. Really, that's in 1 minute? See, these are the things that Kerbal Alarm Clock was made for, though. Of course, you go faster. In order to not crash into a planet, you have to go faster. You've either been falling longer and gained velocity, or you're in something of an orbit at a low altitude and you need to go have a higher orbital velocity so that you go far enough, you know, this way to miss Kerbin when you're falling. So you fall at the ground and miss continually. which means you're going faster as you get close to your periapsis. Which means if you're trying to warp, you're like, dang, this is slow, crank up your warp, crank up the warp, crank up the warp, wing, and you zoom past it. It's really irritating. This is why I got Kerbal Alarm Clock and why it was the first mod I ever installed. So let's see here. Well, yeah, this isn't going to be a circularization. Actually, this is completely useless. We're at 31 or so. Really, I'm going to pop the capsule before I re-enter, that's all. So, as you can see, it's towards periapsis quite a lot. This isn't too bad when you're in some interplanetary trajectory. Yeah, that's when coming back from Elu or something. Oh god. Alright, so where are we here? 50 some. We better be aimed retrograde. And the funny thing, I could probably re-enter with all of this stuff. Let's just burn a little bit more, bring her apps. Okay, periapsis 30. I just want to make sure I re-enter when I pop the... Hold on here. There is no way that capsule will not re-enter now. Just being safe with deadly re-entry, this would not be safe. Time warp until you get close to the maneuver node, then it snaps back to real time. Really? You sure about that? Yeah? Okay. I'll have to try that. Maybe not now. I trust you, but yeah. Alright, let's just dump this stuff. We're starting to... Oh boy. Let's see, I can get rid of this, right? No, I can't. Whoop, there it goes. Bye-bye. That was good. I like that. Alright, take off SAS. Now we re-enter. Pie with peas and potato. Sure, that's not too bad. I don't know about nothing like, for example, I can think of bacon. Cheesecake. Actually, there's a lot that's... but that is, I'm sure, quite good. Alright, see, this is where I'd get distracted. Start reading out follows and crash the thing. Alright, so it looks like we have a few new ones, yes? What did I miss here? Actually, I'm just gonna do this before I do it. Last one was Das Hamburger, I think. Red Ventru, Killiconnor, Gamer for Life 20, Medianome 82, Obspuscus. What letter is that? I love KSP, yes, I see. Lech 47, good to know. Gnlarzin, yes, and Spitters or Quitters and Chuckle Maniac. Thanks for the follows, I really appreciate it. I don't have a follower thing, so I have to do it myself, but, you know, I really appreciate the follows. I think my phone just beeped twice, so I think I just got one or two. It'll update in a little bit here. Alright, back to landing. Whee! Whee! Okay, enough fun. However, you know, a real capsule would have a gentle spin to it. So there we go. Be a little quasi-realistic. Oh boy, that RTG is so not deadly re-entry friendly either. When you think about it, what would actually happen in real life if one of those went? Not much, actually, believe it or not. It's but still, you'd have a heck of a PR disaster on your hands, wouldn't you? Alright, popping chutes. Yeah, about. Thing is, see, you're still slowing down. You're still pretty high at this point. 8.3 kilometers. You don't have to pop the parachute yet. But what the heck, I usually pop it at around 200, that's safe. And with stock shoots, it won't really help anyway because it'll still hit this point where it deploys and it gives you everything instantly, almost instantly, for, your 30 Gs. God, I hate that. That ventral RTG, yep. It was a terrible place to put it, but this was just kind of a whipped together ship. Should see me when I'm making the ships that aren't one-offs. I spend so much time in the VAB messing with them. I try not to build those on stream. I don't. Oh, sure, it's KSP, have patience while I build stuff, but I don't know. I find it a little boring. I'd rather have them a little built, or at least have a really solid idea what I want in my head before I build it on stream. So here we go. Let's see, actually, I'll put on this so I can see the G-force. Let's see, we're at 1100, 1000. Okay, it should be opening any second. Let's see how high this goes. It's crazy. It'll bury it in the red, right? Oh, I've seen worse. It's hard to see. I needed, actually, no. Here, boom. Did it? Okay, I guess I don't have G's. Ah, G-force. No, that's not it. Oh well, didn't get it. Either way, lots of G's. Yeah, that's right. OSU rep Rogi? Yes, yes. It would just scatter, and he's right, harmlessly. To actually get, say, lung cancer from particles of plutonium, even the nasty stuff they use in these RTGs, because make no mistake, if the beads that they put the plutonium in that's inside the cylinders in a real RTG ever got loose, your cancer would have cancer, as they say in The Martian. I love that line, so I just reused it. But, there we go. We're back. But that's the thing, it has to be of a very specific size to get into the recesses of the lungs enough to give you cancer. It's not going to vaporize, or it's not going to atomize into the right size, first of all. Second of all, it'd be scattered across the globe. You better believe that your local coal power plant does a lot more than any 100 RTGs blowing up in the atmosphere could do, but it's nuclear, right? It's nuclear. So people are automatically worried about it. MRIs, right? Magnetic resonance imaging, used to be called nuclear magnetic resonance. And it had the word nuclear in it. And that made people nervous. And so they renamed it as they do have it now, right? MRI. And people stopped complaining. People stopped worrying about it. That's people for you. That's psychology. Alright, guys. Well, I am like literally 2 hours over my time. We did this cool extra mission, and darn it, FASA, really, you picked like that specific time to decide not to let me dock. Anyway, that aside, thanks everybody for showing up. We have, how many darn people do we have here? Let me see. 224 people. I almost don't want to stop, but I've been going for 5 hours and 12 minutes, and all good things must come to an end. Damn it, I'm not DOS. I don't have that kind of stamina. But, yeah, 40 more hours. Okay, well then, 20 hours left. I'm gonna guess you were there when Shimmy was doing his, doing his, 24, well, whatever hour stream. 20 hours left was the old joke. So thanks. I appreciate that, everybody. I really wish... Oh, it's still Nuclear Digital Denizen. It's just not called that, so nobody worries about it anymore. That's fun. Anyway, that's it. So yes, I'm glad you guys liked it. I really thought it would have been more interesting had this FASA thing worked. I mean, I tested it. It docked. It was docking yesterday. Anyway, I've got plenty of proof that it refused to do it properly. I'll see about maybe talking to the FASA people who, do great work. One little thing, it just happens to be what I hit tonight. It's the streamer's curse. It's the way these things work, right? So, well, thank you, Mid. I appreciate it. And, yeah, Das, Respawn 2, love that skybox. Thanks for making that. We all thank you for making that. It is awesome. And, again, make sure to check out, especially, well, a lot of you are from there and people from Shimmy. Did I do a streamer Shimmy? I better, yeah, I must have. Well, here, just in case I didn't. Yeah, I did. I wouldn't have missed them. There, we got raids from Shimmy and Das Valdez. There we go. Got raids from both of those. I really appreciate the raids, guys. My viewership went up dramatically. So, but I really should just kind of time my shows a bit later so that when you guys get out, I'm starting or something. I don't know. I shall see. I do have a schedule posted. Consider it a very vague suggestion at the moment since I just started like last week. I'm still working out my schedule and what's best and finding my time slot and so on. So, I miss the occasional one. I do one at different time, and I certainly occasionally go over on time, but nobody minds that. From 6 to 2:20. Yeah. From 6 to 2:20. So, what is a chamois? Well, actually, I believe a chamois is a kind of cloth made from like goat leather or something. I don't know. Kind of like wow, but like the original. But a Shimmy, the JJ, is an excellent KSP player who you should definitely watch. And I'm not going to start linking everybody right now, but Teflon Mike, worth it. Definitely to check out as well. And thanks to everybody who was here who's a moderator, particularly those who had to do stuff. I think everybody was pretty good, so. But nevertheless, thanks a lot to all the people who are moderators who showed up. Thanks for all the support. Really, I can't say how much I appreciate the support that I've gotten, and the KSP community is great. On that note, let me find, let's see, I need to make the show's ended kind of thing, but I guess this is a good one. Let's see, I made a technical difficulties one. There you go. You guys might like this. I wish it was animated, honestly. But technical difficulties, this is what you need. Like, it's got an ape. It's got a lawnmower. It's very calming. It's a flying mower. It's not flying here because it's the beginning before it takes off, but you gotta love flying mowers. Anyway, to the offline, which is a lie right now because I am. Anyway, great community, definitely. Great people. Thanks for coming by, and I hope I'll see you all again. And drop me one of them follows so you know when I'm going live. I should probably start using Twitter for that as well, actually, because, sometimes it's a little delayed. Anyway, if you see me, definitely drop by. Glad to see you. And I'll just call out a couple of people who, okay, Jink, Bangarang 666, Dal 930, Skyboy 327, Amber and a Dream, Empty Spaces, and Delvin Neville have just followed. And everybody else after that, well, sorry, I'm going offline, so. But don't think for a second I won't notice. Alright? Thanks a lot. See you later, guys. Bye-bye. Oh, anybody? Hold on. Wait. Were we gonna... Is there anybody worth streaming here? Honestly. Wait. We need... I don't really know most of the people playing right now. Oh my god, Earthworm Slim is playing KSP. Listen, guys, how about this? We should probably go to Earthworm Slim and say hi. He's, heck, I believe he even raided me once, did he? I don't know, he raids DOS all the time. Or hosting me. Really? People are hosting me? Wow, that's really awesome. Alright. So, here we go. Das Valdez is in this stream, it says title. But that looks like KSP to me, so... There we go. If you want to do a raid call, You've Been Addled will work. Do it once, not twice. That would be spamming. But KSP TV is hosting me. Awesome! Alright. Alright. Well, anyway. So there we go. Earthworm Slim. If you feel like it, go for the You've Been Addled. Addle Raid Storm. Well, that'll work too, Solaris. Let's see. Yeah. And I appreciate... Here, let me pop this up on something here. There we go, back to the cam. Here, if anybody's still here, I really appreciate people who participating in these raids. It's just a great way that love is passed around in this community. That's a respectable raid already. Oh yeah. So we've got Gav, Das Valdez, Drew Gamer. Dark Viper is defending, I believe, but I remember your name too. Hey, Aquilux, Liquid Scotty, ECNZ, Respawn 2, Midanthrope, yeah, Glass Eye Marduk, Pi. Anyway, yeah, that's a pretty good raid. There you go. Say hi to Slim. All right, now I'm going offline, and I appreciate everybody who raided. Really, really do appreciate it. I mean, it gives me some visibility on his channel. It gives his channel, like, you may discover that you like Slim's channel too. I like it. Why wouldn't you? So it works for everybody. So I really do appreciate that. Now I am finally going to stop talking and hit stop streaming. So thanks a lot, guys. Bye-bye.